Good morning, students. So in the previous class we have learnt about the isomerism, the different types of isomerism, and then geometrical isomerism in alkenes. Hope you have all gone through the slides. Okay, now today we will continue the isomerism, so that is geometrical isomerism in alicyclic compounds. All right. Now, what do you mean by alicyclic compounds? Alicyclic compounds are nothing but ring compounds or closed structure, having closed structure. Okay, or in other words, they are the cyclic compounds. Here also, in these compounds, free rotation is what? Restricted. Okay, just like double bonds, free rotation is restricted. Example: 1,2-dimethyl cyclopropane. Okay, cyclopropane, I hope you know the formula. It is having triangular ring structure. Okay, so if you write triangle, what does it indicate? That means there are three corners containing three carbon atoms, and then what? Each corner there are two hydrogen atoms, right? CH2, CH2, CH2. Okay, so in this cyclopropane, okay, you have got two methyl groups present. At the two carbon atoms, two methyl groups present. So that is called 1,2-dimethyl cyclopropane. Okay, so it will exist into different isomeric forms. To exhibit geometrical isomerism, there should be one identical groups must be present on different carbon atoms. Okay, you should have two identical groups on different carbon atoms. If the identical groups are present on the same carbon atom, you cannot expect what? Geometrical isomerism. Okay, so no geometrical isomerism is possible for 1,1-dimethyl cyclopropane. Okay, so why is that? 1,1-dimethyl cyclopropane contains two methyl groups at the same carbon atom, right? Same carbon atom. Therefore, the geometrical isomerism is not possible. Okay, so we shall move to the next slide. Now you can see the structure here. That means the formula of what? 1,2-dimethyl cyclopropane, right? So this is 1,2-dimethyl cyclopropane. You can see the carbon atom linked to one, this terminal carbon linked to CH3 group and then H. Okay, similarly the other carbon atom, there is methyl group and then hydrogen, or in other words, which are these two groups present? Methyl groups, right? Two methyl groups are present. Okay, correct. So in the two methyl groups, the CH3 group is present here. Okay, so two CH3 groups and then two hydrogen atoms, correct? Two hydrogen atoms are there. So this is called cis form. What do you mean by cis form? Two methyl groups, okay, two methyl groups are present on the same, okay, two methyl groups are present on the same side, okay, same side. So that is what? Cis form, correct? Cis form. And similarly, on the other hand, two hydrogen atoms are present on the same side, right? Same side, okay, of the ring. So this is what? Cis form. Whereas in the other form, trans form, you can see here one methyl group is opposite to the other. So one methyl group is directing topwards, okay, and the other one is at the other opposite side, correct? Opposite side. So even hydrogen atom, if you consider hydrogen atom, one is here, okay, and then one is above the plane, one is what? Below the plane. Okay, one is below the plane. Now in 1,1-dimethyl cyclopropane, okay, 1,1-dimethyl cyclopropane, you have what? Two methyl group attached to the same carbon atom. Can you see here? Two methyl groups attached to the same carbon atom. So here you cannot show what? Cis and trans isomerism, right? Cis and trans isomerism is not possible. Okay, so we shall move to the next slide. Geometrical isomerism in oximes. Okay, now what are oximes? Oximes are nothing but they want, that is the compound represented by the formula NH2OH, for example NH2OH. So oximes are addition products, okay, formed when an aldehyde or ketone reacts with hydroxylamine. Okay, when oximes are the products formed by what? The reaction between aldehyde or ketone, okay, ketone with what? Hydroxylamine. What is the formula of hydroxylamine? NH2OH. Okay. So when aldehyde reacts with hydroxylamine, you get what? Aldoxim. Okay, aldoxim. So the first equation will give you one. First equation will give you this. Okay, that is RCHO here. RCHO. There is one bond is missing here. RCHO, but is RCHO. That is aldehyde reacts with hydroxylamine NH2OH. Okay, gives one RCH double bond. Okay, NOH. This is aldoxim. Now substitute R with alkyl group, you will get the example. Okay, example. So general formula, or in other words, for oximes are C double bond NOH. Okay, RCH double bond NOH. In the other equation, which is the other equation? Ketone. Okay, ketone is the other equation. The second equation. Okay, ketone is the second equation. RCOR dash plus hydroxylamine NH2OH, RCR dash double bond NOH. Okay, plus H2. So hydrogen of hydroxylamine, that is H2 of hydroxylamine reacts with H2O of hydroxylamine reacts with the oxygen of ketone to give one water, eliminating water, giving one oximes. So what are oximes? Oximes are compounds formed by the reaction between hydroxylamine and then aldehydes and ketones. Now we shall move to the next slide. Aldoximes are represented by the general formula, as you know, RCH double bond NOH. Carbon atom and nitrogen atom joined by a double bond, you can see here in this formula, double bond, and hydrogen and OH groups are arranged in either side, on the same side or on the opposite side, okay, of the double bond. So they exhibit one geometrical isomerism. Now in oximes, we call it as cis form, we call it as syn, and trans form we call it as anti. Okay, syn and anti. Instead of cis and trans, we call it as syn and anti. So next slide. So you can see here syn aldoximes. Okay, syn aldoxim. Syn aldoxim. What is the formula? RCH double bond NOH. Okay, anti aldoxim. What is the formula? You can see here in anti aldoxim, the H and OH groups are on opposite sides of carbon nitrogen double bond. Okay, so these are the opposite sides, nitrogen here and then OH group is here. So carbon nitrogen bond is here. Okay, so hydrogen and OH group present on opposite sides of carbon carbon double bond, whereas in syn aldoxim OH group, okay, and then hydrogen atom present on the same side of carbon nitrogen double bond, right, same side of the carbon nitrogen double bond. So this is syn aldoxim formula and this is anti aldoxim formula. Example, so this example is called alpha benzaldoxim and then beta benzaldoxim. So in benzaldoxim you will have phenyl group, right? Benzene contains C6H3, benzene formula, group is C6H5, that we call it as phenyl group. Okay, C6H5, instead of R we write C6H5. Okay, the RL group is present, CH and then one double bond NOH. So this is what syn form. Why it is called syn form? H and OH are present on the same side of carbon nitrogen double bond. Okay, so another form, that is anti form. Okay, anti aldoxim or anti benzaldoxim, or it is also called beta benzaldoxim. Okay, H and OH group are present on the different sides, correct, different sides of one carbon nitrogen double bond. So next slide, ketoxim. So ketoxims are represented by the general formula. So what is the general formula of ketoxims? Ketoxim RC R dash double bond NOH. Okay, RC double bond NOH. So this is what ketoxim. So ketoxims also we can represent syn and anti form. Okay, syn and anti refer to the relative positions of the OH group and the hydrocarbon radical. Which is the hydrocarbon radical present over here? Hydrocarbon radical present over here is C6H5. Okay, with respect to OH group we have to consider hydrocarbon radical is C6H5, right, C6H5, correct. So in the anti form the hydrocarbon radical is one phenyl group here and then OH group is here. Okay, OH group is here. So in the anti form C6H5 antiform C6H5, okay, C6H5 antiform C6H5 and then OH group present on opposite sides of the carbon-carbon, okay, opposite sides of the carbon-nitrogen double bond, and in syn form they are present on the phenyl group and then OH group are present on the same side of carbon-carbon, carbon-nitrogen double bond. So next slide, determination of configuration of cis-trans isomers. How do we determine configuration of cis-trans isomers? What do you mean by configuration? To find out whether the given compound is present in cis form or trans form, okay. So there are three methods by which we can determine the given compound is in the cis form or trans form, alright. So first method is from dipole moments. By measuring the dipole moments we can find out the given compound is in the cis form or trans form. Now how do we determine? Trans isomer normally has less dipole moment than the cis isomer, okay. So trans isomer is having less dipole moment or very less or zero sometimes, okay, dipole moment than cis isomer. Now why is that? What is the reason? Because the symmetry of the molecule, so it has got symmetry, okay. Trans isomers has got a definite symmetry. Why? The two same type of groups or same groups present on the opposite sides of carbon nitrogen double bond, right, or carbon carbon double bond. So bond moments are opposed and they cancel each other, okay. So whatever bond moment exhibited by one group, that will cancel with the other because both are present, both groups are present on opposite sides, okay, opposite sides of carbon carbon double bond or carbon nitrogen double bond. So if the bond moment calculated is very less or zero, we can say that it is of trans form. Whereas in the cis form it is non-symmetrical. Cis form, what is cis form? Both the similar type of groups are present on same side of carbon carbon double bond or carbon nitrogen double bond, right. So same side, therefore bond moments do not cancel, right. You got to add the bond moments, so they do not cancel, therefore they have got definite dipole moment value. Therefore by measuring the dipole moment value we can find out whether it is in the cis form or trans form. Cis form they have got definite dipole moment, trans form very less, okay, very less dipole moment. So this is one of the methods to determine what cis and trans form. So next slide, there is another method, okay, to determine what the cis or trans configuration, okay. So that method is called melting point method or melting determination of melting point or related phenomena or even solubility. Either you can find out the melting point or you can find out the solubility by looking into the solubility of the given compound or melting point of the given compound. We can say that the compound is whether it is cis form or trans form, alright. Now trans isomer, due to greater symmetry than the corresponding cis isomer, packs more easily in the crystal lattice and hence has a higher melting point than the corresponding cis isomer. So trans isomer, you know that the similar groups will be present on the opposite sides of the carbon carbon double bond, correct, or carbon nitrogen double bond. That means they have got one greater symmetry. They can, one molecule can combine with the other molecule with the what, close packing, okay. So trans isomers we have got close packing structure because of the symmetry, okay, close packing structure. So close packing structure means the bond will be strong, right. So bond will be strong, therefore what is melting point? You need to heat the compound so that it melts, right. That means you should break the bond in order to melt it. So higher temperature is required, correct. Therefore these compounds have got high melting point, correct. So trans compounds have got high melting point. Similarly solubility. Now solubility, how do you say that it is soluble or not? In order to be soluble, given compound to be soluble in any solvent, okay, the bond to be broken, right, the bond between the atoms to be broken. Whereas in trans isomer there will be strong force of attraction, right. Close packing means strong bond will be present. Strong bond means it will be less bond, less broken, okay, you can difficult to break. So in order to soluble, in order for the compound to be soluble in solvent, the bond to be broken and then it should combine with water or it should dissolve in water or any other solvent, right. Therefore such compounds will be one less soluble, okay, less soluble in one given solvent or water, right? So solubility is less. Now cis isomers on the other hand, they have got poor packing, okay, they have got poor packing. So weak force of attraction will be, poor packing means what? Weak force of attraction. Weak force of attraction means you need not want heat it to a high temperature to melt it, right? Low temperature is sufficient to melt, because bond is weak, easily you can break the bond, therefore melting point is what? Less. So in cis isomer have got less melting point or lower melting point than trans isomers, okay. Now what about the solubility? In cis isomers, weak bond is present, correct? Weak bond is present, therefore they are easily soluble. So easily you can break the bond when you want dissolve it in solvent, particular solvent. So solubility will be more, correct? So they have got greater solubility, okay. Due to these differences, it is sometimes possible to assign configuration to a pair of isomers, okay. If the melting point is high of the given compound, that means it is in the trans form, correct. If the melting point is low, that means that is in the, that compound will be in the cis form, correct. What about solubility? If the given compound is highly soluble, means it is in the which form? Cis form, correct. And if it is less soluble, means strong bond, that means it will be in the trans form. Therefore by looking into the melting point or looking into the solubility, we can find out whether the given compound is cis form or trans form, right. So next slide. There is third method, okay, also to determine what this is and transform. That method is known as chemical method, okay. Why it is called chemical method? The compound is taken and then it is heated, and then the product is what? Noted. The formation of product is noted, okay. What type of product is being formed during the reaction. So looking at the product, we will find out, okay. That means by looking at the chemical reaction, we can find out what type of product is formed, so that whether it is exists in the cis form or trans form, right. So formation of a cyclic molecule from an open chain molecule takes place easily only when the reactive groups are close to each other, okay. You can see the example, okay, example down, okay, that is malic acid. What is the formula of malic acid? CH-COH double bond, okay, CH-COH, that is malic acid. In malic acid, you can see two carboxyl groups are on the same side of carbon-carbon double bond, right. So malic acid on heating gives what? Malic anhydride. Can you see here malic anhydride? How it is formed? By the elimination of a molecule of water. H and OH of two carboxyl groups are very close to each other, right. On heating, eliminate a molecule of what? Water, correct. Forming what? A dry salt or an anhydrous salt. What is the name of that compound? Malic anhydride, okay. So malic anhydride being formed. What about fumaric acid? So if you have fumaric acid, okay, fumaric acid, what is the formula? Fumaric acid, two carboxyl groups are present on opposite sides, correct. Two carboxyl groups are present opposite sides, COH and COH, opposite is carbon-carbon double bond. This is fumaric acid. Second compound is fumaric acid, okay. Second compound is fumaric acid. This is fumaric acid. On heating gives what? Fumaric acid on heating does not form what? Anhydride. No anhydride is formed, okay. Why is that? Here two carboxyl groups are on opposite sides, correct. Two carboxyl groups are present on opposite sides, okay. Opposite sides of carbon-carbon bond, they are not close to each other, okay, not close to each other. Therefore no elimination of water molecule, no elimination of water molecule, therefore no anhydride is being formed, anhydride is not formed, right. So therefore by looking into the product, okay, by looking into the product, you can find out whether the given compound is what? The cis form or trans form. So which is the cis form over here? Malic acid exists in what? Cis form, correct. Why is that? Cis, two carboxyl groups are on the same side of carbon-carbon double bond, correct. In fumaric acid is a trans form. Why is it in trans form? Why that form is fumaric acid form is called trans form? Because two carboxyl groups are present on opposite sides of carbon-carbon double bond, correct. So if these two carboxyl groups are on the same side, elimination of water molecule takes place easily, forming what? Malic anhydride, okay, anhydride is formed. Whereas in fumaric acid, they are on the opposite sides of carbon-carbon double bond, they are not close by, a close neighborhood. Therefore, elimination of water molecule is difficult, or no, we can say no elimination of water molecule. Therefore, anhydride is not formed. So, by looking into the product formation, we can then find out whether the given compound is cis form or trans form, right? So, cis form compounds give anhydride salts, okay, anhydrides, they form anhydrides, whereas trans compounds do not form anhydrides. So, these are the three methods, okay, three methods to determine what the configuration. What do you mean by configuration? The nature of the compound, whether it exists in the cis form or it exists in the trans form, okay. So, I will stop at this stage, okay, go through the slides, all slides, and if difficulty you may contact me or meet me in the department, okay. So, thank you.